Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Fifer, served up by Wendy's on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Download the Wendy's app today.
It's pretty wild that after that Packer game, preseason game, I came in, I was like, hey, so Charlie and Tommy, I was like, hey, man, you got highlights for that game? They're like, highlights? Like, plural? Like, there was one thing that happened in that game, Sparky. What the heck did you want us to do? Okay, fair. I just opened up the Brewers Pirates highlight folder. There is more than one highlight from today's game in this one when you score 12 runs, Charlie.
There's currently 9 highlights, and at this rate, we'll probably have at least 2 more. Yeah. It's been pretty nuts. Usually there's one sacrifice fly, 2 or 3 sacrifice flies. No, everything's just been a single or a double.
Yeah,
it's
no
just
home
scoring
runs.
runs.
Right.
It's awesome.
No home runs, man. Just been racking them up. And they are still undefeated since Jackson Churio got hurt.
He looks like he's sleeping on the bench right now.
Still undefeated without Jackson Churio. And Murphy will bring that up from time to time, and it's pretty funny. You know, he's just poking fun at young Jackson Churio. But either way. All right, coming up, when this game is over, we are going to talk more about it. Look at that. Since May 18th, the Brewers are averaging 5.68 runs a game, hitting .311 with runners in scoring position, with the team ERA of 3.20 and a record of 54-19 since May 18th. We talked about it earlier, man. Get the Potawatomi Sportsbook, make bets on this Brewers team. I said middle of June. It was actually the middle of May when this craziness started.
Mm-hmm. And you were saying, run down there, put something down, man. Figure it out, put something. Tommy talks about all the time. He put his 50 to get 1250 eventually here. I mean, it was meant to happen. It was meant to be. It
is absolutely crazy, the run that this Brewers team is on. And, again, everybody keeps talking about, well, will they be good in the postseason? Will they be good in the postseason? I don't know. This whole thing could end this weekend in Cincinnati, and they could lose 10 straight. Dude, it's baseball, right? You do not know how this is going to go. They could go into the playoffs and not score a run. And then everybody screams and yells about their offense at the end of the day. Oh, it's a regular season offense. It's not a postseason offense, right? And then the narrative completely changes and everybody stops talking about how great it was. Meanwhile, the owner of this baseball team is saying what? See, this is what I told you. Y'all got mad at me, Sparky. Oh, making fun of my fun summer of entertainment or whatever and bringing families together. This is exactly what I told you my job was. I am doing my job. In fact, it might even get you some free burgers, too, at the end of the day. Because from our standpoint, this is a success no matter what happens in the playoffs.
Well, and that's exactly why there's a group of Brewers fans that aren't exactly excited about the postseason coming up here, because he also promised that it's not about championships. It's exactly about the summer of excitement and fun. It's not about winning championships for this Milwaukee Brewers organization, and if that's what he's saying and it's playing out exactly the way that he said, then that's where the expectation lies for some fans.
No matter how mad I may get in the postseason if they lose, and they probably will, if that happens.
So negative.
Yeah, being realistic as a Brewers fan, I've watched this enough. I have loved this summer. Like I don't know how as a fan you cannot say you haven't loved this summer. Being at the game last night was amazing. We got tickets. We're going back for the Euchre Umbrella Night. When is that? Next weekend?
I believe so.
23rd.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going back for that game. I'm telling you, man, if you all don't have tickets, get your tickets. You can still get them relatively cheap on the third-party websites, and still get yourself into the game one way or the other. The atmosphere is amazing. Like, everybody's wearing Brewers gear. Like, when they were bad, you'd go to a Brewers game, Charlie, and 1 out of every 20 to 30 people would have something Brewers-related on. Everybody else would have on random shirts, whatever. And hardly anybody wore Brewers gear back in the day because there just weren't many fans that were buying Brewers gear because they were so bad. Now, because they've been so good for so long, and they gave out T-shirts last night, now everybody's got Brewers gear on of some sort.
Which is kind of crazy to me because I think the Brewers have always had some of the best colorways and just logos and merch to wear. So even when they're bad, you would think that
kids did not care about the Brewers. When I was in high school, there were more Oakland Athletic fans in my school, I think, because it was McGuire, Canseco, Ricky Henderson. Carney Lansford, Eckersley, like all these guys, Mulder, Hudson. Like there's so many versions of the Athletics, and they were so good for so long that there literally were probably more kids that were supportive of maybe the Athletics than there were of actually kids walking around the grade school or whatever the case may be with Brewers gear on, because why? You want to root for a team that wins. And if your parents aren't taking you to games, and they weren't because there were empty sections all over County Stadium, then you're going to root for somebody else if you like baseball. So many kids didn't even watch baseball when I was growing up.
That's kind of crazy to me. I think when you were growing up, around when my dad was growing up, you would think that was the most popular sport outside of maybe football.
That is not comparable. Your father grew up in Wrigleyville, correct?
But it was around the same time, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, you know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know or anybody else. In this state, forever, the Green Bay Packers have been a religion. In that state of Illinois, Cubs crazies have been a thing forever, right? And I still think the Bears are bigger than the Cubs, and the Bears are doing good.
I think it's just whoever's hot in Chicago really gets the love is kind of what it comes down to.
Blackhawks didn't get the love.
I don't know, man.
I say the Cubs did in 16 or the Bears did in 85.
There's a lot of people my age that are Blackhawks fans because of how good they were in our youth. And I think in Chicago, too, the Chicagoland area.
Right. That very well may be. But I'm telling you, even like if on sports talk, radio, and stuff like that, there still wasn't a ton. There was more Blackhawks talk than there normally was, but not to the level it is when any of those other pro teams are winning at that level.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, when the White Sox were doing their thing, that's when it was the best. Because you had Soundbite Ozzy, who every game was giving you stuff, Ozzie Guillen, and you had so much audio to play and so much to talk about after every game with Ozzie Guillen that it was a blessing. What did I tell you before this Brewers inning started? Before the 8th inning? What did I say?
That Tobias Myers, if he doesn't pitch well, Pat Murphy's going to pack his bags for him, basically.
We are in the 9th inning, first two guys on. Now, he pitched through the 8th, okay.
He did good there, yeah.
If he has to get another pitcher in this game,
he's going to be livid.
I'm telling you, he is not going to be in Cincinnati. Whether he's cut or he's in Nashville, he's not going to Cincinnati if they have to get another pitcher into this game. And I wouldn't be surprised because, Pat Murphy or Chris Hooker is going to go out there. Chris Hooker will go out there and be like, if this thing gets like 12-9, let's say they score 4 runs. We're a long ways from that. But let's just say, who's up? Oh, Gonzalez.
Nick Gonzalez.
God, it's not Brian Reynolds. But think about it. Chris Hooker goes out there. Hey, man, I don't really got any advice necessarily, but Murph told me to tell you that if you don't get out of this and we have to bring another pitcher in, you're done. You're not coming back to Milwaukee the rest of the year. So no pressure. Just saying, you better figure out how to get a couple guys out here, one way or the other, right?
I think he'll be okay.
Now,
I got faith.
As I said that, ground ball, Monasterio steps on third, throws to second. They get throws to first, was it? Yeah. No, second.
Yep,
yeah.
Throws to second.
Third to second. So 2 outs just like that. Thank God for Tobias Myers. I root for Tobias Myers. You root for Tobias Myers, too, I feel like. I feel like he's been in Murphy's doghouse since spring freaking training and has not been able to get out of it.
I think it's more so what you're seeing from the other pitchers on this team. The standard was raised from last season. Last year, Tobias Myers was awesome. He was almost rookie of the year for a majority of the season. He was really fun to watch. But now you're seeing a whole rotation of 5 guys, maybe 6 guys when everybody's healthy, that all have a 3.50 or lower ERA at this point. You have to be better if you want to be a part of this pitching staff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you're a Reds fan, the Brewers are rolling in on a 12-game winning streak. Are you buying tickets? Or are you like, I'm not going to go watch my team get killed? Like, I'm not bothering.
Yeah, you don't want to see your team get killed. But also at the same time, you want to go watch the best team in baseball, don't you?
Do you?
I think so.
Is that a thing?
I think so.
It's never been.
They don't have a Shohei Ohtani. They don't have Mike Trout.
No, right. They don't have any of that. Right.
But also, there's so much fun.
Fans buy tickets normally when their team isn't all that good, and the Reds are trying to be good. Francona's trying. They're getting better. But they're trying to get to the point to where it's not about the other team's star players. That we have a full house even with Ohtani. For example, they have a full house and they're playing the damn Pirates.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, a Wednesday day game. Yesterday against Skeens, acceptable. Like, totally understand that's going to be sold out, right? Yeah. Monday, There wasn't nobody Monday. And it wasn't nobody today for Pittsburgh to go see. There ain't nobody on this team necessarily. I mean, again, Reynolds is nice. Cruz, who, knocked his head in the ground yesterday, he's nice. O'Neal Cruz. But I don't think people are buying tickets like that. Woohoo! 12 wins in a row. 12 wins in a row. Second time during the regular season they've done it. 13 before to start the 87 season. Then they lost 12 in a row in May. But that is amazing. People holding up signs. Nobody is happier about this season more than that restaurant that's going to give away burgers. Nobody. Nobody. They literally had burgers in the booth at FanDuel Sports Network that they were about to take a bite of when there was 2 outs and Tobias Myers was pitching in the ninth. Brewers win 12-5, and now they're showing the Rob Deere homer on Easter Sunday to get it to 12 the last time and do their thing. And Dale Swain with a home run after Deere. I remember that one. We were outside on our deck because it was actually warm out that day, and we were grilling out in the backyard, and we had the radio going with Euchre on the radio, listening to that game, and we could not believe that they came all the way back and won that game. No doubt. So, amazing. 4 consecutive series sweeps, Charlie.
That's insane. This team is literally, and I'll say it again,
second time in franchise history,
like a video game team, man. I play MLB The Show all the time, and I play on not the easiest difficulty, but enough to where it's still fun to hit home runs all the time. And I don't even think that team I have in that game is as good as this Brewers team right now. That's insane.
Yes, exactly right. It is crazy. Christian Yelich talking now. We'll try to get you some Pat Murphy here before we get out of here. Definitely going to play you a bunch of highlights as well. Let's talk. Let's celebrate. 12 wins in a row for the Milwaukee Brewers. Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. You can tweet us, Facebook us, at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a recorded voice message on the Odyssey app. Don't forget, we are on YouTube. Stream us live on YouTube. Search The Fan Milwaukee on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, all that fun stuff. Take your calls, play some highlights, go inside the box. All coming up next here. Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the 1250 AM at 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here.
teases in. Frelick's in. Contreras to third. The Brewers have hung a dozen on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's your knockout punch right there for Christian Yelich. On a 2-2 pitch, or I should say a 1-2 pitch, fastball. Pulls the hands in and hits it hard into center.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't even know where to go with this other than to say this offense just put up 26 runs over the last 2 days. And I know it's the Pirates. I get it. I understand who they're playing. But there at some point becomes a point, and it's been a while for me where I've been at this point, where you just giggle and laugh. Like, it got to 6-5 today, and the very next half inning, they put up, 3 more? I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. Yeah, you think you're close, but you're really not. We're just going to end you here. And that was it. It was done. They ran away and hit, and that was the end of them, no matter what it looked like when Shelby Miller gave up the 3-run homer or when Nick Mears gave up the 2-run homer, both to Brian Reynolds. The Brewers just go run away and hide. Crazy. Nikolay Law fan talk and text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. Sound off with a recorded voice message on the Odyssey app. You can send it right on in. If you're leaving the game, would love to hear from you. Calling in is always my favorite way, but there's always other options. And then, of course, on YouTube, you can subscribe, like, share, search The Fan Milwaukee. We'd love to hear from you. 12 games in a row. 12 burgers from that restaurant that everybody's been waiting to have burgers from as well. By the way, if you don't know this, let me help you. They are not giving you free burgers today. No free burgers today. Tomorrow, no free burgers tomorrow morning either. They're going to announce tomorrow at noon when the free burgers are going to be released. So it will be a day and time. They'll tell you when you can get your free burgers. So if you're going to go to said place to get free burgers tonight, you're not going to get them. So just trying to give you a heads up, trying to help out as much as I can with that. All right, so let's talk about this Brewers game. So that was Christian Yelich, courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. 2 RBI single there in the 7th. William Contreras also had himself a day.
And that's a fair ball down to the right field corner. 2 runs will score, and Contreras comes through.
Yeah, how about that? My goodness. Just slices one inside the bag. That's why he didn't try and sell the hit by pitch.
That is something that we were talking about literally on the air when it happened. That previous pitch looked like it hit him on the hand, or at least that's what it looked like to me. Then they claim, the umpire claimed, that it hit the knob of the bat. I wasn't necessarily there on that one way or the other. I can't get this video. I made it. See, I'm done. I'm done screwing with this thing. But they said it hit the knob of the bat. So he had another opportunity. And then he drills a 2 RBI single at that point. And that made it, 8-5. That was coming off of them getting that 5th run. It gets to 8-5. Kind of like the situation where there was a violation, pitch clock violation, after he flew out. They said, doesn't count. So then it comes back, and then he hits the home run. That's the type of stuff that's been happening. They take advantage of weird crap that happens in a game and then deliver going forward. If that's a hit by pitch, he goes to first. He doesn't have that 2 RBI single.
He doesn't. And I think with William Contreras, being such a smart batter, being a team that's well-trained at taking pitches, they always pride themselves in getting walks. So, there you go. You got it.
Got to do a dance to get the video.
It was a good dance.
Out.
It was a good dance.
God, go ahead.
But knowing how smart this team is with taking pitches and getting the right pitch, what I got out of that is that William Contreras probably could have sold it, yeah. But if it hit the bottom of the bat and he feels confident what the next pitch is going to be because he threw an inside fastball like that, then he's going to want to take that swing. And you saw that he was confident in that. And I think you see the confidence in this Brewers team in general and how well they're prepared. Like we heard Christian Yelich say earlier in Charlie's Sound of the Day, this team will go to the dugout and just keep talking about what's happening in the game, watch video, watch what's happening, and make sure that they're on top of things all the time. And you see it happen live in game when they do stuff like that. When they know what the situation is and what they need to do, they'll go and do it better than anybody else.
No question about it. And that's the thing. We were talking about it towards the end of the game on this show. They scored 12 runs and hit a ball over the fence. Didn't hit a ball over the fence. Like, we got like 9 highlights here. No home runs. Got some doubles, though.
2-out base hit for Joey Ortiz. His Frelick to right. Back Simon looking up. It's off the top of the wall to bounce. Ortiz around third. He'll score 4-0, and the 2-out nightmare continues.
No. What do you mean nightmare? It's not a nightmare. Nightmare for them, maybe. But it's a beautiful thing, unless he's calling Frelick the 2-out nightmare. I'm not quite sure. Because, again, we can't have sound on while we're doing the show, so as far as context goes. But that was a double to make it 4-0 from Sal Frelick. Literally, they are all contributing for the Milwaukee Brewers. 12 runs on 12 hits, right? 2 for 3, 4 runs, 2 RBIs, and 2 walks for Sal Frelick. Collins, 1 for 4, a run, and an RBI. Contreras, 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, 2 walks for him. Yelich, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. 1 for 5 with Andrew Vaughn. That was a double back early on in the game. Bryce Terang went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. I'd feel bad, but Terang's been on fire. Like, okay, you had a bad game. That's fine. Come back in Cincinnati. Everything will work itself out. Perkins, 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Siegler, 1 for 3, a run scored and a walk. Joey Ortiz, 2 for 3, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and a walk. The Brewers walked 7 times in this game to go along with 12 hits, Charlie.
That's just a well-coached team showing what they've been coached to do. Again, take those pitches. This is part of the reason I think Pat Murphy was frustrated with Jackson Chourio early in the season for not taking the walks, because he can see that everybody else on the team is taking that coaching and running with it. They've been awesome. They've been able to see the pitches that they want to see. And as you saw Jackson Chourio start getting hotter later in the season, you saw him doing it too. It just took him a little bit of time to get there. It's a little frustrating that he had the injury, but when he comes back, I expect him to pick it up right where everybody else on this team has picked it up at.
Correct. Absolutely right. So for me, that is something that Murphy deserves a lot of credit for. And that is something from my perspective that he deserves a lot of credit for. ESPN has a piece up today. And it's we talked about this piece earlier in the year when they've done it all year, right? So top candidates for Cy Young, no Brewers. Top candidates for MVP, no Brewers. Top candidates for Rookie of the Year, half Brewers. In the NL, right? Chad Patrick is like 4th favorited right now
insane.
To win NL Rookie of the Year. He's like 4th. And literally the write-up says this should just be called the Milwaukee Brewers Award. Rookie of the Year goes to the Brewers, right? Don't even give it to a player, because Isaac Collins, it looks like may have ran away with us a little bit here in the last couple of weeks to probably win Rookie of the Year. Then you get to Manager of the Year. There's Pat Murphy, who looks like, providing, something horrible doesn't happen here with the Brewers, they continue to play the way they are, he's going to win Manager of the Year back-to-back for only the second time in the NL. Only Bobby Cox of the Braves has done what Pat Murphy is possibly about to do at this point.
And that would be really exciting. I think 2 seasons and 2 Manager of the Year awards would probably cement him pretty high in this job for a long time, or as long as he wants to have this job.
Right.
Doesn't really matter. That would be huge for him and huge for the Milwaukee Brewers, because you don't have to worry about instability ever again. Not that you've really had instability with managers as of recent, but it's been nice to have people like, I know you don't like him very much anymore, but Craig Counsell to have stuck around for that long and be the manager of this team and have that stability, to have that again after losing it as abruptly as you did would be really nice.
I will tell you that this makes me smile because the trader is getting annihilated right now.
Yeah.
The trader on social media the last several days, the common theme is that didn't do jack for that team. He left, and they're better with a different manager. His bench coach is doing it, and he got all the credit in Milwaukee for being that, but it's actually the organization. It's the systems they have put in place. That dude didn't deserve nearly as much credit as he got when he was in Milwaukee. I'll tell you another thing that I really, really like. And I remember when this knucklehead put this out of here, and what I really like was freezing cold takes on Twitter, right? Old takes exposed on Twitter. Did you see what was popping last night?
I did not see it. I love that account, but I haven't seen it.
10:34 last night. This tweet gets posted by Freezing Cold Takes. Since then, 200,000 views. The Cubs will win more games than the Brewers this year. This was from May 28th of 24, so last year. The Cubs will win more games than the Brewers this year, and for the duration of Council's time as manager in Chicago. Bookmark, save, like, add, old takes, exposed, whatever you want to do. Who posted that?
Who posted that? Oh, that's a tough one.
He's on TV where his whole show got fired.
Danny Parkins?
There you go.
That was going to be my guess.
There you go. Danny Parkins.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right for him.
I remember when he tweeted it. He said it on TV as well. He was just all out there. Now, again, friends with the family, like, right? So that there is a personal bonded relationship where he knows their family. This isn't a talk show host saying, this manager's awesome. This is my friend, and he's going to kill it. That's what I'm going to be out there bold and all that. So I get it, right? But I get that he's your friend, but you don't got to push like that. You push so hard, now you look like a complete fool for pushing as hard as you did, Danny Parkins. So anyways, Brewers win 12-5. So let's see. We gave you some highlights here of guys that have stepped up. Joey Ortiz, William Contreras, Sal Frelick. How about a little Christian Yelich?
Yelich into shallow right. That's a base hit. Frelick is going to come around and score. To third goes Contreras. 2-0 Brewers and a big two-out run-scoring single.
And how about William Contreras drawing the walk? He didn't look all that comfortable up at the plate, but able to draw the walk, bring Yelich to the plate. First pitch breaking ball, just like Sal Frelick got. He got a base hit on the first pitch breaking ball.
Yes, and again, that is what we talked about earlier. Pat Murphy, right? Being patient, not swinging at bad pitches, make them pitch to you, get the pitch you want, and hit it. Sounds simple, but, player after player, team after team, that doesn't necessarily happen. And the story on Haas is, apparently, that he continuously chased pitches out of the zone and so forth, and apparently they may have had their fill, so they went and got Danny Jansen, who even he did something last night when he got to the plate.
Everybody gets to have fun with this Brewers team.
Everybody.
It's awesome, man.
Everybody gets to have fun, including us. Let's talk about a Brewers win here, 12-5. That is 12 wins in a row, Brewers fans. Nikolai Love Fan Talk, text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Alan Cedarberg, you're next. Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. What'd you say, Al?
Sparky, how you doing today?
I'm great, man. How could I not be great?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm doing fantastic as well. And, I was thinking about this. I'm not sure what they're at today, but I think it was as of 2 days ago. We were leading the league in run differential, I think by like plus 138 or something. And you think about how we started that Yankee series, now to pile on what we just did to the Pirates. I mean, that's fascinating to be in the position that we're in.
Well, they were like minus 30-something after the first 3 games against the Yankees
Exactly.
At the beginning of the year. Run differential right now for the Milwaukee Brewers, I'm not sure if it's added in or not, but plus 159. Yeah, it's added in.
Okay.
The win streak's at 12. Plus 159. Yep. The next best team after that in baseball, and the only other team with over 100 is the Cubs at plus 113.
Yeah, it's just wild. And I remember calling back in at the trade deadline. You were fuming.
Yes, I was.
And, I just said, enjoy the ride, stand pat. And you had said to me, that's what we always do.
Yep.
It's getting tired as a Brewers fan. And, hey, I hear you. And I'm still not disputing that. But, being a gambler that I am, I like to look into things and use data to my advantage. I was telling Charlie on the other line, since 2004, the Milwaukee Brewers have paid $1.04 million per win against a league average of $1.675 million. You just look at that big picture, and you know what? People can say what they want about Antanasio, and I know, personally, some of the gripes and, with him not spending, but it's smart. What he's doing is smart, and it's working, and this is why it's fun.
But Al, think about something. We talked about this a little bit earlier while the game was going on, so I'll say it again. This payroll is probably going to be less next season than it is now. Rhys Hoskins comes off. You got rid of Cortez already in the deal that you got there, so he would have come off anyhow because he's a free agent. So he comes off too. I mean, you have no money to anybody. I mean, you got to pay
But
Yelich.
doesn't that just excite you though, just to see what can happen? I mean, you look at like a couple guys. Like, I haven't looked at free agents in a bit, but take a look at the guys that are going to be on the market next year. In the coming years, you're going to have Mate, you're going to have Pena.
Yep.
This is what I love about the Brewers is it's like every time that you think that this organization is going to take a turn for the worse, they surprise you, and it's like I finally bought in. Like it's just it's amazing. That's all I got to say.
Baseball America came out today with revised rankings. The Brewers are currently listed as the #1 farm system in baseball.
Yep, there we go.
So there you go. Al, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Don't forget, leadoff show before every single Brewers game, right? 1 hour before every Brewers game with our guy Tommy Wirtz, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. He gets you the starting lineups. He gets you Pat Murphy before the game. He gets you Building a Winner segment brought to you by the Iron Workers before every game. They go through each level of the minor leagues and get you updated on what's going on in the minor leagues, which now you can officially say is the #1 minor league system in all of baseball. Truly remarkable. Let's continue to celebrate, Brewers fans. Let's hear from you after a 12-5 win. We'll hear from Pat Murphy coming up on the other side as well. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the 1250 AM and 1057 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Steve Sparky Fifer here, Charlie Uczen over there, other side of the glass. And Charlie Uczen, I don't know if you're willing to say what you said off of the air, but I want to come to you before break. Tell me what you said about this team and your Cubs team.
I'm willing to say it.
You're gonna say it on the radio.
I'm gonna say it on the radio. I'm still a Brewers fan. I grew up in Milwaukee, going to Brewers games, hanging out at AmFam Field every summer.
Sure.
I love this team still, and it's like when they play each other, that's when I have to choose. But otherwise, I cheer for both. And right now, I do not care about the Chicago Cubs at all. I am all in on this Brewers team. They're so much fun to watch. Every single game, I'm jumping up, cheering for them. It's just so exciting. And it just feels like there's so much more energy with this squad than with the Chicago Cubs right now. And I am all in on them.
Time for your fan weather forecast brought to you by Utke Heating and Cooling. 79 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Look like a clear night tonight. Real feel right now of 81, low of 62.
Frelick scores. Collins trades places with him. 5-0.
3 consecutive base hits for the Brewers with 2 outs. 3 consecutive hits to drive in runs. Look at that approach.
Unbelievable job by Isaac Collins. Again, he just continues to play well. They all continue to play well. 12 runs to the 5 runs for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 12 wins in a row for the Brewers. Now a day off tomorrow. Then they head to Cincy for 3. And then Monday starts that big 5-game series against the Cubs. Day-night doubleheader on Monday. And then games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If the Cubs lose to Toronto tonight, which Toronto is really good, second best team in baseball. If Toronto beats the Cubs tonight, that lead is 8.5 going into tomorrow. I mean, there's a chance, depending on what the Brewers do in Cincinnati, there's a chance this thing could be double digits by the time that series starts on Monday. So then at that point, even if the Brewers got swept, they would still be up by like 5.
Well, and that doesn't mean you got to take that series lightly. You still want to put the Cubs deeper in the basement.
Sure.
Get them as far out of there as possible, because that's still a highly volatile offense that in the playoffs, if you have to play them at some point, you'd rather play a team like the Reds or even a team like the Mets at this point.
I'm telling you right now, if this leads at 10 or more going into that game, those 2 games on Monday, those Cub fans are out. Those tickets will be on sale, and Brewers fans can go down there and own half that stadium for those 5 games, because they'll be checked out. They'll be like, to hell with this. It's over. We're done. We're just playing for a wild card. I don't need to go watch this, right? I mean, that's kind of going to be what it is at this point. See Sparky Fifer here, Charlie Uczen over there, celebrating a 12th win in a row. Let's hear from you. Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250, Facebook and Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee. I can only tell you the closest thing I can come to this with the fans going to the games, the vibe around town, the last time I felt something like this, and 2018 was awesome. Like, people forget, but 2018 was awesome. But I would compare this to when they got Sabathia. And that August and September when Sabathia was absolutely freaking rolling, and this Brewers team was trying to break a 26-year playoff drought, that was the last time I can remember this type of energy amongst Brewers fans surrounding this team where, like, everybody is wearing Brewers gear around town right now.
I can't even really remember that ever in my life,
right?
If I'm being honest. I wasn't really old enough to truly experience the CC Sabathia trade in that season. I was 7 years old. I knew it was fun. I knew the Brewers were having fun, but this truly just feels different. This feels like when the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship in 2021. This feels like the whole city's in on them. Going to Deer District during the playoffs, during the finals, was one of the most electric experiences, feelings of my life.
Hey, Deer District, heads up. Do this for the Brewers playoff games.
Make
just
it.
Saying.
Just do it. People will show up from all over the state. People will be there. They showed up for the Bucks. They'll show up for the Brewers. This is a lot of fun. And like you said, I've never seen this like this.
Ever. Hey, don't forget Potawatomi Sportsbook Brewers game day shuttles going on right now. Hitch a ride to home games the remainder of the season. Secure your seat with any purchase in the sportsbook or same-day sports bet. Seating is limited and on a first-come, first-served basis. So, again, Milwaukee's Brewers game day shuttles 1 hour before the game to 1 hour after the game. And again, celebrating a Brewers victory here on Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. And this Brewers team just continues to get the job done time after time after time. Pat Murphy just talked after the game, and we're going to hear from Pat Murphy right now. He was just on FanDuel Sports Network. This is what the Brewers skipper had to say.
We've gotten accustomed to, understanding that things in baseball are going to happen. I mean, they left 6 guys on base in the first 3 innings, and they didn't get the big hit in the first 3 innings, or that could have been a different game. We did get the big hit, and our balls that we hit, some of them went through instead of right at them. So we were fortunate that way. And then when it got to be 6-5, we ball striked it. We got at least 1 walk or 2 walks there. Collins laid down a bunt. He's player. Was he player of the universe or whatever last week? Whatever these things you give out. And then he's willing to lay down a bunt to make it second and third, to force third decision. Do you want to walk William or do you want to pitch to Yelich? And that's the kind of thing you want them in. And then those guys are a little more confidence this week, and William came up with a big swing there, and that was terrific. That's the type of position you want to put yourselves in. But it was the 2 walks that got us there. I think it was 2 walks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 walks that got us there. And you create walks by being aggressive and not swinging at balls. So I think that was those moments helped, the willingness to Collins to say, look, I know there's first and second, nobody out, but right now with a 1-run lead, with who hits behind me, this is what I'm going to do right here. And I think that's the unselfishness of that kind of created. Now, that ball that William hit could have been caught, and, we don't score. So things went our way a little bit today, I thought. And I think we need to recognize that but we did have good at-bats most of the day. And, Miller wasn't himself, obviously. Didn't expect to be in there in the 5th. We knew this was a short start for Woody. We told him before, this is maybe 4 innings, maybe 5, depending. But with where he was at, it's his first time on 4 days. And we wanted to make sure, so he wasn't going. If that 4th inning was a little bit shorter, he would have pitched. If his pitch count was a little different, we would have let him go out for the 5th. But this was all about Woody going the first time on 4, and Miller came in, and he just didn't. He didn't have his rhythm. He didn't have his delivery, and again, his second outing since July, so we're not too worried about it. And then once Koenig and Tobias Myers threw the ball good, but again, you got to give Contreras a lot of credit. He caught all 3 games. He's starting to really swing the bat. Had 4 great ABs today. And the defense Joey Ortiz has played. Guys, I'm telling you, you have no idea. When those balls are outs instead of people on base, it changes everything. And the kid has been phenomenal on both ends. He's swinging the bat good. His discipline at the plate's getting better. Yeah, I'm just really proud of him.
I'll say this. That was our guy, Pat Murphy, after the game on FanDuel Sports Network. I don't believe there's another player, and I don't have the time to go back and do this, but I don't believe any player has gotten more love as far as name drops, positive name drops, after games this year, more than William Contreras.
Probably not. And when I listen to Pat Murphy, I think what I hear from him is that William Contreras has just been kind of an extension of the manager group, of him and Ricky Weeks, and the way he promotes the mentality of this team and the way that he plays with so much energy, even when he wasn't having a great first half of the season. Now that he's getting fired up, it's the same Bill Contreras all the time, no matter what. Whether he's hot or cold, he's still a leader of this team.
No doubt about it. Hey, a flash sale by the Brewers as well. 12 wins equals $12 tickets for the series coming up against the D-backs, the 25th to the 28th. These are terrace-level seats, but you can get them for $12. It ends tomorrow at midnight, 11:59 p.m. to be exact. So flash sale right now, Brewers fans, if you want to get $12 tickets for the Brewers D-backs series coming up the 25th to the 28th. Take advantage of that. Hey, here's a sign: never skip breakfast again. Wendy's breakfast biscuits are just $1. Your choice of a buttermilk biscuit with grilled sausage, or bacon with egg and melty cheese, or even the honey buddy with juicy chicken and maple honey butter. For just $1, you can't go wrong unless you forget to add the delicious seasoned potatoes, or the warm fluffy French toast sticks, or even the ooey gooey Cinnabon. Come on, start your day the right way with Buck Biscuits at Wendy's. Don't look back. Limited time only. We talk about this Brewers team and kind of where we're at right now. And still, I have plenty of time if you want to hop aboard as well. Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Or tweet us at the Fan Milwaukee. Kevin tweets at Sparky Radio, says, I left, he lives out in out east, streaming us on the Odyssey app. Thank you so much. I left a job site in Providence, Rhode Island around 4 o'clock. Watched the game on my phone during the train ride back to New York. Love this team. So much fun. How many people do you think were on his train heading to New York that had the Brewers game on their phone at that point? Was he the only one? Probably.
Pretty sure it was only him. But also at the same time, I think that shows just kind of the growth that this team has had just over the course of the season in the media and the way that people are watching them. Yes, he may be a Brewers fan already, but I'm also wouldn't be surprised if other people were watching this Brewers team, if other people were paying attention to this team getting their 12th straight win. It's a big deal right now.
I was on a radio show earlier today out in Portland. The name of the show is called Dirt and Sprague. And 105.1 The Fan out in Portland, right? And I'm on there all the time. And usually I make fun of them because it's like anytime something goes wrong with the Bucks or the Packers, then they call me and want to have me on, right? So it was the same old crap. I get a text yesterday. Hey, you want to come on and talk about the Jordan Love injury? Come on, man. Brewers got win streak. You want to talk about freaking Jordan Love? Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll come on. So the interview starts out there, right? And he's like, hey, I brought Sparky on from the Fan of Milwaukee. Hey, bud, how you doing? You know, whatever. I was like, hey, stop. I said, you're not having me on again and talk some negative garbage about one of my teams. I said, we are going to talk about the Brewers being at 11 wins with a chance. And I hijacked the interview. By the time it was done, he had a chance to get the Love question in at the very end. That's it. In the interview, I proposed to Portland fans listening to adopt the Brewers as their favorite baseball team and root for the Brewers the rest of the way through. You don't have a professional baseball team in Portland, right? They thanked me for Dame Lillard going back. I said, you're welcome. No hard feelings here. But yeah, adopt the Brewers. And think about it. If you're in Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, pick wherever you don't have an MLB team, shouldn't the Brewers be your team? Shouldn't you be rooting for the Milwaukee Brewers to go win the damn World Series? I mean, it literally is like this is the David, right? And the rest of them are Goliath. This should be America's team the rest of the way out.
I'm with you on that. All these other states that don't have the teams, root for the little guy. You're the little guy.
Yes.
Root for the little guys. The Brewers are right there. And I know Seattle's right there, and they're a fun team to watch too.
It's got a ton of money.
But at the same time, the Brewers are here too, man. Love them. I mean, there's other teams around you. This is the team you want to see.
Everybody loves a good underdog story. And
Right.
This team in April, nobody had doing this. This team in May, nobody had doing this. Even though this run really technically started like on May 18th, based on the graphic they put up on FanDuel Network Sports Wisconsin today. From May 18th on is when this team kind of took off. So this is going on 3 months, right? So if you get on a run for 2 weeks, you're like, okay, you're hot. Like, everybody gets hot. You'll cool off. 3 months playing at this level? Is this really who they are? I think the answer has to be yes. This is really who this team is going forward.
Very easily. It's the easiest yes I've had in my life. And yeah, in those first couple of weeks of May, I didn't believe it. I was like, okay, let's just wait for them to cool down a little bit. This Cubs team is still extremely hot. You know, it's all going to be just kind of back to where we normally are at this point in the season with this Brewers team. It is not that right now. And you have to acknowledge that no matter what.
Exactly right. This team right now, my buddy the other day was like, hey, I want to know, like, who are your two teams in the World Series right now? And I was like, man, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. But if we're being honest, like, it's the Brewers and whatever comes out of the AL. It is the Brewers, and it could be anybody on the AL. But the Brewers and whatever, it could be Brewers Blue Jays. It could be the Paul Molitor World Series. Who knows? But that's what this could be going forward, going into the playoffs. I cannot wait to see what the odds are at the Potawatomi Sportsbook when we start talking about who are the favorites to win the World Series going when the postseason starts. Will the Brewers be the favorite, Charlie?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Gotta be kidding me.
I think the Phillies are probably going to have pretty similar odds to the Brewers, would be my guess.
Golly. Hey, what I can believe, however, is this. When you are talking about playing fantasy sports, you got the fantasy football drafts coming up. People play fantasy baseball. I do. I'm battling trying to get into a playoff position. Top 4 teams only make it, that whole deal. So I'm trying to get in. And fantasy baseball, you pick up, you drop guys all year long. I made a trade earlier what was it? About a month ago. Got Brandon Woodruff a start after he came back. That has worked out beautifully, even though he only pitched 4 innings today. But it's all about fantasy sports. Well, now daily fantasy has become a thing as well. And you can use Prize Picks. That's what I use. for daily fantasy. It's simply just pick more or less than 2 to 6 players. If stat projections, and you get your picks right, cash in, win up to 2,000 times your money. And right now, football is underway, pro and college, with the preseason going on and college football games getting ready to start as well. Get on board. You can take your favorite player. Let's say it's Jordan Love, right? You can go more or less on whatever the stat projection is for their number of passing yards for the season, or Josh Jacobs for his rushing yards for the season, or more or less on different stats in that preseason game going on. Daily fantasy is the way to go, and it's the way to go when you use Prize Picks. And the great thing about Prize Picks, they got the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't even right. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code SPARKY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code SPARKY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details. That'll do it for Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. Enjoy the rest of your night. JR Sport Brief up next. Toodles.